The transmission tunnel cut. There's a damn hole in the drift cat, ladies and gentlemen. Got that sidewall cut out. Got the center console in. 10th set of axles. Not supposed to be able to do this. We started to mount the flywheel. Diff is completely out now. I own every Hellcat diff made. 370 diff. Last bolts going in. Compared to this, a lot safer. I'm gonna say Hellcat on it. Now we're gonna start installing this clutch. Triple disc with aluminum flywheel. I don't know if I've said this yet, but this is gonna be a first in the world. Transmission is finally in the drift cat. Hello, I'm Jensen. What's going on, y'all? So this is episode 6 of building a manual Hellcat charger. We were waiting on some ARP bolts that were being overnighted so we can put the flywheel on, because the pressure plate bolts were way too short for the flywheel. Those are the pressure plate ones. Those are the brand new ARP ones. If you guys ever have to go through this situation, that is the part number right there, 1472801. Some expensive bolts, not gonna lie. ARPs, they're not gonna break or anything like that. So we're gonna get the clutch in today. You ready, my guy?
I'm ready, let's do it.
Let's do it. So taking a look at our checklist, we got a lot of stuff done. Mainly the only thing we need to finish is the brake booster master cylinder. Obviously fill it with fluid, put that new clutch line in, fill the radiator, fix that fuel line that disintegrated, drive shaft. So once we get the trans and clutch in there, we can put it on the ground, have weight on all 4 tires, and then measure for the drive shaft. Get that ordered, so that's on the way. Do the supercharger snout bushings, which I got today, and they're over there. Do clutch, trans, pedals, tune, and alignment. Torque these flywheel bolts to 70 pounds. Throwing on this. What would you even call this? What is this? It's like the safety spacer kind of thing, but as you can see, I'm gonna put say Hellcat on it. Wow! So throw that on, and then throw the flywheel on. Clutch, bell housing. That just makes everything a lot safer in case it goes, you know. It'll hit this. This is what was there before. So this, compared to this, a lot safer.
I like it.
For all the critics out there, starting the bolts with the little wrench, and then we're gonna torque them to 70 foot-pounds.
Oh, fuck.
60 foot-pounds?
Bro,
Cisco's max.
I'm trying to hold it like this so it doesn't move.
We got to the point where the flywheel is spinning. Look at Cisco's face. So I'm holding the crankshaft pulley so the damn flywheel doesn't spin.
No.
He's over here drawing upside down crosses and anti-Christ symbols on my damn flywheel. Flywheel bolts are torqued. We got a couple anti-Christ symbols on there. Hell yeah, brother. Now we're gonna start installing this clutch. It's been a long time coming, but finally at this point. It's been a pain in the ass doing this swap, huh?
Yeah, it's been like 6 days.
A lot of people are like, oh, you're only doing one thing per video. Little do you guys know. Little do you guys know, it takes 5-6 hours to do one of these things I put into a video, and then you guys want longer videos when I have to break down already an hour of raw footage to get like a 10-minute video. The comments on the videos talking about, you guys are working hella slow, you're only doing one thing per video. Bring your ass out here to City Performance and help us wrench then.
Oh yeah, no, because they're just gonna come and just ask some dumbass questions.
I'm gonna mark the bolts. Showing, is that the whole tip of the pin? Oh god, gonna throw some paint marks on it after they're torqued, just to make sure, you know, if we ever have an issue, and
you have an issue.
Us. If we ever have an issue and we gotta pull it apart, we can see that those are still in place where they're supposed to be and haven't backed out. Checking out these clutch alignment tools that were provided. I don't think that they are the same size that we need. Yeah, this one's a little bit too thick and this one's a little bit too thin. As you can see, loosey-goosey. And before we put the pilot bearing in there, we tested it on the TR6060 to make sure that it fits the output shaft. This is the conclusion that we came to. So the alignment tool fits in the clutch and everything perfectly fine. But if you look at the tip pause, like a flat surface. This almost has like a rounded tip to it, pause. So what we're gonna do is shave down the tip of that one just a little bit to be able to insert it in. Pause, double pause, mega pause. We're gonna make this alignment tool work because we want to put this thing in tonight. We don't want to fucking wait another night to get an alignment tool. All right, so this isn't gonna change the diameter of the tool at all. As you see, it's just the tip. Pause.
Oh damn, move out of there, man.
Sheesh. Magic. Following the super in-depth instructions given by Mantic clutches. First plate going in. This is the PP side, aka pressure plate side. Got the clutch on, tightening the last bolts. You gotta torque them to 25 foot-pounds. So as you can see, clutch is installed. Got all the bolts torqued down. Good triple disc with aluminum flywheel. I don't know if I've said this yet, but this is gonna be a first in the world. There hasn't been another 1,000 horsepower 6-speed Hellcat Charger. They've all been like stock or like 800 horsepower. So I'm gonna have the world's first 1,000 horsepower 6-speed Charger. Sheesh. That thing looks beautiful in there. So one really good thing about this setup bell housing going on right now, and that's the quick time steel bell housing. Hellcats come with aluminum bell housings, which if that clutch were to ever go, it would go through the bottom of the floor, and I sit right there. Got an SFI approved bell housing, and this is a SFI approved clutch as well. It'll save my ass if anything goes wrong. The cool thing about the SFI rated stuff is I have a manufactured date. So this was manufactured 2024 of June this year. Freshy. Got as much done as we're gonna do tonight. I got the clutch in, bell housing on, the starter back in. We're at a good point. Tomorrow after the car show, I can't even talk. I can't even talk. It's so late. Tomorrow, we're going to throw the trans in. I don't know if that's going to be a separate video or not. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. You followed along these entire episodes. You've learned some stuff that we had to go through that you won't learn on any other channel because no one's done this yet really on a YouTube channel. It's looking beautiful. Like you see the Hellcat on the bell housing. You see that good Mantic clutch in there. We got it all aligned. She's bolted in, ready to go, torqued up. I'm gonna go home and sleep. But like I said, we'll be back tomorrow and throw in the transmission that will be going in here. Boom, update. So clutch is in, we got the bell housing on, all the bolts are on. So now we can finally get this damn TR6060 up on this lift so we can scoot it over here and mount it to the bell housing. It's finally going in. I'm excited. You excited? I'm excited. You guys excited? I'm excited. We got the new slave on there, and there's a spacer that Mantic provides, so we got that in there as well. My bad. Whoa. We're gonna mount this thing. It still doesn't have fluid in it. Waiting to put fluid in it until we get the trans in the car because that adds a lot of weight. Having some trouble getting it in there. I don't know if one of the clutches is misaligned or something's going on, not letting it slide in. So we're gonna try to pull it out, check all the clutches, make sure they're aligned, and then try and go back in. Is the tool going in or no?
No.
For some reason, the clutch is now not aligned. Earlier in the video, you guys saw that we put the tool in, pulled it out, put it in, pulled it out. We're gonna get around removing the bell housing entirely and go to these clutch face bolts and loosen them just enough to be able to position the clutches around and hopefully line it up so we don't have to take off the bell housing. Hopefully this works so we could just line it up and then throw the trans in. What we had to do, because we didn't want to take the full bell housing off, is we undid all of the clutch face bolts and then just positioned it until it's lined up. So we got the tool in there. Now we're gonna put the bolts back on the clutch face and then put the trans in. So this is how it's supposed to go in and out. You know? It's supposed to go in there and out perfectly fine. 1, 2, 3. It's so close. And she is in. Not bolted up, but quick test mock-up. Look at the positioning of the transmission in the tunnel. Transmission is finally in the drift cat. Another issue, the top bolt that goes in right here, so it starts to hit the damn bell housing. We just gotta figure out what cross member is gonna fit, if we're gonna have to use the Challenger ones, which I have, or the stock Charger automatic one. So there's a lot of cross members and stuff that came from the manual car. This is one of them as well. I guess we just gotta figure out. Oh yeah, that one definitely bolts to right here, so that one goes here. So we got one of them. We're kind of just playing Tetris right now, to be completely honest, but transmission is in. That's the biggest thing. So we're running into an issue with fitting the cross member. Throw it in there real fast to show them. So it sits a lot lower than the automatic one does. As you can see, there's probably a 3-inch gap. It'll hit the top of the transmission tunnel before we could even bolt it in. We're gonna have to figure out what to do. Maybe cut the transmission tunnel even more. Then we're gonna have to worry about exhaust fumes and stuff. It would be really simple just to throw some little sprazers in there, make a little bracket. So I messaged a couple homies who did this swap already, Sideways D and Morax. So hopefully they can give me a couple answers. I might just have to cut the transmission tunnel to be able to fit the top of the shifter and transmission and stuff. That's pretty much going to be the end of today's video. We're done for tonight. We're kind of stuck. I have to wait on some advice from them to see if they cut the transmission tunnel and how much they cut, or if they use the transmission tunnel from the Challenger. I don't know. There's a few questions we need answered. But anyway, that's the end of today's video. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, hit the bell, thumbs up, all that stuff, and stay tuned for the next episode, because the transmission and the clutch is in. Now we just gotta figure out all the weird stuff that we gotta deal with. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.